Hi, I'm Jim Zwack from the Davey Institute, North America's premier tree research laboratory, and today we're talking trees. In our previous video, we talked about two of the three most important aspects of tree planting: right tree and right place. Now we're ready to talk about the third aspect, planting your tree the right way. To help us today, I'm joined by Eric Phillips, an ISA certified arborist and one of our local tree planting experts. So Eric, where do we start?
Previously, I met with the client to discuss a location for the tree, one that would have adequate size and soil conditions for the species that the client desired. Also one that would have all-season interest and curb appeal. First, we'll start with the planting hole. This is critical and too often overlooked. You'll see that we have dug a saucer-shaped hole that is as deep as the root ball and at least twice as wide. Now, when we move the tree into the hole, we are going to roll it or hold it by the root ball. Never grab it by the trunk or branches. And before we do that, we're going to make sure the ground beneath the root ball is solid so that the tree doesn't settle lower as a result of its own weight. Equally as important is how we position the tree in the hole. We want the area where the roots meet the trunk to be at or slightly above the ground. That's called the root flare, and it should be visible. The biggest mistake we see is people planting new trees too deep. Because this tree came from the nursery in burlap, we want to remove as much of the burlap from the top of the root ball as possible, as well as any twine around the tree and the top third of the wire cage. But what if the tree had been in a container rather than balled in burlap? We would have taken the extra step to cut off any roots that are dead. If any of the roots were tangled, we would have made several vertical cuts in the sides of the root ball and an X-shaped cut in the bottom to loosen the roots. Next, we would have straightened any roots that were circling the margins of the container.